Hello, friends. I'm Jen Fieneman, Executive Director for Partners for Housing. We're based in Mankato, Minnesota, but we also have services in St. Peter, Minnesota, and certainly serve people from a really large area in Minnesota. And our primary focus is to help people that are experiencing homelessness or at risk of being homeless in our greater community. We have a variety of programs that we offer really to meet people where they're at. We have emergency shelters, two of them located in Mankato, Teresa House and Welcome Inn, and one shelter in St. Peter, which is Union Street Place. At these locations, we really feel like it's important for us to provide an atmosphere that's not just for the evening, a place for them to stay, but really for them to move in, settle in, and really have time and ability and support to focus on the things that they really are challenged by. So we provide housing for single women and small families for up to 90 days and provide really intensive, consistent case management services. And the things that we go over are just related to budgeting, helping people find employment, seeing what other financial supports might be available to them. But we'll also help them with transportation and childcare, getting enrolled in school, or if it's distance learning, support that learning in our environment as well. Certainly mental health, physical health, dental health, care, legal services, just a myriad of things that generally people that are experiencing homelessness have a lot of other barriers to living a happy, healthy, successful life. In addition to the emergency shelter program, we also have a variety of supportive housing programs, transitional housing and rapid rehousing. Both of these programs are designed to provide some financial assistance once we get people housed. And then again, intensive case management services that we continue to walk alongside them to help them address barriers that might come along in this 12 or up to 24-month program. We also have our long-term housing program, which is a partnership with a local landlord as well, that's helping people that are at risk of being homeless and no financial assistance, but again, case management services to just help support them where they're at. And finally, we have permanent housing options as well. And with our rental options, we house 31 households each and every night throughout the year. And there's no limit to the amount of time that people can spend with us. We have one gentleman in particular that's been with us for over 20 years in our affordable environment. So we have houses and apartments, all different sizes really to meet people where they're at, scattered throughout the Mankato area. Below market rent, which is really important for families in our community as well. Housing is an issue in our greater area, in our state, in our country, and that's because people are disproportionately spending their money or their hard-earned income in ways that don't allow them to save money and really plan for the future. And in the Blue Earth County area, we're considered a severely cost-burdened area, and just think about this. So a third of the residents are spending more than half of their income just on rent, on housing, that housing expense. And so when you think of all of the other expenses that people have, whether that's to buy food and for transportation and childcare, clothing, food, all of those things, there's no money left. And so that's just a really big burden and highly stressful situation when people just can't afford to make ends meet and pay for all of the things that they need to just really survive. We take having a home really for granted. A lot of us do. I know I do. And so when people are severe, have to make really difficult decisions on how they spend their money, it's just a really unfortunate situation for our friends and neighbors.
Hello, my name is Beth Winterfeldt, and I've worked for Partners for Housing since August. I am a social worker, and my job specifically is to work with households who are in our housing programs. I am what is traditionally known as a case manager, although I don't like to think about myself in those terms because I don't think about my people that I work with as cases and I'm not managing them. Instead, my role with these families is to support them in the goals that they make to build sustainable housing. So the families I work with in my programs are in our programs for up to 24 months, and they are coming out of shelter or on the streets. They're coming out of homelessness, and then they're working to build the long-term sustainability so that they can support their own lives moving forward. And what is really delightful about my job is that I get to know all of these individual people, and my job is to build rapport with them and to really focus on their strengths and the gifts that they have, and help them use those gifts to be able to build that stability. So everybody's goals are slightly different because everybody's different, but they tend to center around increasing their income, increasing access to other resources in the area, employment, transportation, perhaps going back to school. And because we are providing them usually quite significant rental assistance at the beginning, and then that tapers off throughout the up to 24 months they're with us, that frees up their stress level and their abilities to, focus on the things that are important and necessary. So another part of what I do is, in addition to working with the clients, is I also work with other agencies in town to network and to collaborate on the client's behalf. And what I find is that if I can bring forward the humanness of each of the households and the clients and bring that forward to other agency partners, that helps them recognize these people as just what they are, people who have some challenges that need to be addressed. So at the end of the day, that's what I do. I work to support, and it's a great joy to see people who basically start the program with absolutely nothing, leave the program with that housing stability. And quite often, households with the right supports are able to meet the goals faster than the 24 months, which allows us to open those opportunities for new households.